Hi there, my name is Evelyn Charan. This is inside of my boulder. This is as much space as I have to move around. My bed is right behind me, as you can see. Right there, I've got my Fort McMurray flooded, and a couple of firefighters woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was camping at Walmart, and yeah, so here I am at the BC Inns in Gregoire. That's where they told us to come, was to Gregoire, because it's the highest point, I guess. Here's my water. This is my water for washing for cooking with, because it's potable water. Today we got 3 cases each of potable water, because there's not going to be any potable water here for till September. The water line's backed up or something. I don't know the whole logistics of it, but the city's a mess. So anyways, I'm still fighting for what's mine. I'm still trying to get my money. This is how I live. I'm outside. I'm able to get a little bit of internet, not much. I can barely check my emails or anything. Red Cross is sort of helping us. I was supposed to get $1,250 from the Alberta government, but haven't been able to access it. So I paid the camping spot out of my own pocket, and it's about $1,000 a month to camp where I am. So I don't have potable water. I don't have a shower or anything like that. I'm in a camper that doesn't have a toilet. I don't have running water, running toilet, anything like that. So that's kind of how I'm living now. However, I got a couple of job interviews coming up, and there's a lot of cleanup stuff that has to be done in Fort McMurray, and I'm willing to go for it. I mean, I've got to work, right? We got laid off because of the coronavirus. The labor dispute is still going on, and they're still twisting my words, and I still have not seen my money. So I've tried to get my private pension out for financial distress. I also need surgery. They're still denying it. The union passes it to the investor that they gave our money to. The investor passes it to them. And it's just back and forth fighting. So as far as I'm concerned, this organization has ripped me off. What they're doing is federal fraud. I was supposed to get termination pay already 3 years ago. Still have not got my termination pay. They owe me termination pay. They owe me back pay. They owe me travel pay. I mean, the list goes on, plus interest, wrongful termination, the stress. I had a nervous breakdown, did nothing wrong. I was ganged up on. I got site banned because I reported it, because I did my job right, which is wrong. Every time I go to work at one site, I constantly get laid off because of a certain manager that works for an oil company, which her father used to be my boss, where the sexual harassment happened. I got statements to prove that I was being sexually harassed, and yet they still find excuses not to pay me the monies that they owe me. Like, this is just ridiculous. However, through the labor board, they stepped in. They can't go with 188 hours straight time. They have to pay time and a half, double time on holidays after 40 hours. But our union is not the people that fought for it. There's a bunch of us union members that took it to the labor board. Now, I still have not received my back pay and termination pay. I still have received nothing. And it's getting to be really ridiculous to deal with these people. They've driven me absolutely nuts. And I've got a call back with a different company, but because of the COVID-19, we can't go back till July 13th at the least until they clean up these camps, because they keep getting pop-ups of COVID-19 wherever. But that doesn't help the people that are homeless. And the fact that our union has locked our pensions into some kind of a private pension thing that nobody can access. Like, you've got to be dead. We've got workers that have cancer, that are dealing with chemotherapy, and they can't access their money. Like, that's not right. It's our money. You have no right to hold it back. People need it. We need the help. I don't know what it takes for this person to get his head out of his ass. He shouldn't be representing our union. He undercut all of the mining companies right across Canada. Nobody does things like that. You're not supposed to go backwards. You're supposed to fight for your worker. And this person is not fighting for us. And it's a toxic environment. There's constant fighting going on in our workplaces. There's constant lack thereof education. And it's not fair to the good workers. And it's not fair to good workers that work, that you end up with 5 or 6 lazy people and we have to do the work for them. That's not right. Everybody should be the job distributed equally and everybody clean up after themselves. We're not maids, we're cooks. We're not there to clean, we're there to cook and deal with food only. And their union rules are so jabbered up that one person cannot physically get the jobs done. It's physically impossible. And then they expect us to work safe and work food safe. Well, you physically can't even do your jobs right. So how the hell are you going to do it? You got one cook for 1,500 people. It's absolutely extreme, and nobody wants to do anything about it, and nobody wants to get us our money. Every time you call a lawyer, it's all conflict of interest. I'm sure these companies literally hired people to every lawyer in Alberta, and it's all conflict of interest. You can't even find a lawyer. It's absolutely ridiculous what we have to go through to keep our jobs and put a roof over our heads. This isn't work anymore. This is downright holding your staff slaves and holding them captive for their money because of some power trip. It's absolutely ridiculous. It falls under human trafficking and federal fraud. And anybody that wants to look up federal fraud. It's right there in the Canadian government laws. You're not allowed to do what you're doing to the workers. Now pay us. Pay me, pay the workers. We're sick of it. Have a nice day. Good luck, Fort McMurray. And I'm going to start helping with the cleaning as soon as I get a call, and helping people to clean up their houses because everybody's flooded, everybody's out of jobs, and nobody wants to pay us. Like, everybody's losing everything. I don't know. I think it's an agenda to put all the Canadians homeless and make us freeze to death and die. Like, we're not in Florida. You know, it's cold in the winter. I know because I've done it. It's not fair to the workers. Have a nice day, everybody. Thank you, Evelyn Sharan. Goodbye. It's not fair.